All right. We're out here with Rocco. This week we're talking about what we call tactile cues or tactile pressure. So up until now, when our dogs make a mistake, we've been using food as the pressure we use with our no reward marker to get them back into behavior. And now we're going to start applying leash pressure instead of food to get them back into those positions. So in order for us to do that, we have to teach our dogs how to yield to certain types of pressure so that they understand what that means. Tactile cues, my voice. Tactile cues are another way we can ask for behavior. So generally we have three ways we speak or communicate to our dogs. We have verbal communication, which is the one that we kind of want to use. So that's when we use words with our mouth and our dog responds like sit, down. Then we have visual cues. So if you do something like that your dog can see, that's a visual cue, good boy. And then we have what we call tactile cues, and those are cues that your dog can feel. And those are, in this case, we're going to be using the leash, but it's any kind of communication that your dog can feel on their body. So tactile communication is really important because dogs typically perceive tactile communication best. So it's one way that we can get out of using food because, for instance, when our dogs break position and we use food as the pressure that we use to get them back into position, they have the tendency to want to follow that when you take it away, and it can cause them to actually break the behavior more often. Dogs are generally looking to turn pressure off when they feel it, when it's coming from a leash or something tactile. So that's kind of why we start to replace that pressure that we're using with the leash. So one of the first things we'll do is introduce the tactile cue for SIT. And anytime we're introducing a new cue, basically the recipe that we use is new cue, and in this case it's going to be a slight upwards pressure that he can feel. And then we're going to wait and see what he has to offer in response to that. After about 10 seconds or so, if he doesn't offer any kind of behavior, or if it's the wrong behavior, or if he just kind of seems stumped, we're going to pair it with the word sit, good boy, okay, or whatever it is that he knows for that cue. And then we're just going to repeat it until he starts to pair that action with the new cue. Now, teaching the tactile cue for SIT, or any new cue for SIT, is very easy generally because anytime we do something strange, new, or questionable to our dog, and they're like, wow, you look like you want me to do something here, they're most likely going to offer that behavior because it's the most rewarding behavior they know. It's the first thing that they've learned generally, so they're very quick to offer SIT. So this is really an easy one to start off with. So I'm going to apply a very slight upwards pressure, very slight is the key there, because we want to start off with using minimal amount of pressure so we don't have to increase it later. We want our dogs to learn to respond to very light forms of pressure. And as soon as his little bum hits the floor, I'm going to release the pressure, and I'm actually going to use my clicker to release him. Again, this is a really good use for the clicker when we're trying to get behaviors really cemented in the learning phase. So when you use your clicker, your dog's learning is going to accelerate. So this is a good application for the clicker. So I'm just going to kind of get reset here. He's like, where are you going? Slight upward pressure. Good. Excuse me. Sorry, cough. So a couple things I want to point out. Obviously, as soon as he sat, I used my clicker to release him. But what's really kind of the nuance to this that I want to make sure that we're noticing is when I'm applying that pressure, what we want to start to teach our dogs about the leash is that pressure on means you need to change or fix something. Pressure off means you're correct. So when I'm asking him to SIT with the leash, that means you need to change or fix something. In this case, he's going to start to learn that slight upwards pressure means SIT. Good. As soon as his bum hits the floor, the pressure comes off. So I'm releasing him really quick, but what you should start to notice as we do this is as soon as he offers the right behavior, the pressure comes off of the leash. So not only am I telling him he's correct when he gets there with my mouth, I'm saying good boy, I'm also telling him he's correct with the leash. So imagine that you can talk through the leash with leash pressure. Good job. So he's obviously really good at this. He's such a smart boy. We're gonna introduce the tactile cue for down in a little bit, but I'm gonna let this marinate, as I like to say. We're gonna do it like one more time and then we're gonna kind of call it good. So slide upward pressure, good, perfect. Good boy. Good job, Rocco.